Have you ever dreamt of packing your bags and starting fresh in a new country? You're not alone. With remote work becoming the norm, the world is literally your oyster. I'm here to guide you through the top 7 destinations where Americans are finding their new homes abroad. On this channel, we don't just talk about living globally. We talk about thriving in places that offer fantastic quality of life, affordability, and opportunities to work remotely. Let's explore these global hotspots together. First up on the list, Portugal, a magnet for Americans due to its great weather, affordable living, and it's becoming a digital nomad hotspot. It's the #1 spot for those seeking a blend of tradition and modern living. Over the past 3 or 4 years, I've seen a lot of coverage about people upping and moving to Portugal. Portugal was one of those forgotten places for many years, mainly because they didn't do a good job promoting tourism. For example, if you look at Greece, life in Greece is awesome. Italy as well. People know about Italy, Greece, and even France as hotspots for tourism. But Portugal was kind of sleepy and in its own little world. It's a pretty small country, but it's well developed, well established, and has a lot to offer. So for the people who like that European experience, who like the Romance languages and the culture that derived from the Roman Empire, Portugal is a good choice. For someone who is a lover of Brazil and knowing that Brazil was a Portuguese colony, having some familiarity with the language, I can totally see the appeal in going to the mainland and going to Portugal. They also were offering a golden visa years ago where for a little real estate investment, you were able to get that EU citizenship. That program has now been phased out, but that's probably why a lot of people were opting in for Portugal. At number 2 is Portugal's neighbor. Spain comes in close with cities like Malaga, Alicante, and Valencia offering unbeatable expat life. It's a lifestyle rich in culture and relaxation that makes Spain a top choice for Americans. Personally, I love Valencia. It's a fairly small city. It's not tiny, but it's a small city when compared to like Miami or New York. That's right on the beach. And it has the right balance of historical charm and Spanish living. That makes it my favorite place to be. But if you look at some of the other cities in Spain, Barcelona, Madrid, Alicante, which we've already mentioned, all of these places are wonderful places to live, cost of living relatively inexpensive when compared to US cities, and a lifestyle that favors enjoying life over the grind of the hustle culture. So for those of you who are already familiar with Spanish and or just want to be in Europe but don't want to go to a country as small as Portugal and feel like you're looking for something just a little bit larger, Spain might be the right choice for you. Third on the list is the United Kingdom, which offers a mix of history and dynamic modern life. With its diverse culture and opportunities, it's a prime location for those seeking adventure and growth. But England just isn't for me. Don't really like the English culture. As an American, not that exciting. Lately, I've been seeing a lot of number 4, and that's Dubai in the UAE. Dubai stands out for those looking to dive into a futuristic city with high satisfaction in personal, financial, and social life. People have been choosing Dubai because they've offered a lot of tax incentives to the high net worth folks so that they're essentially kind of positioning themselves as a low tax or a tax haven for the ultra rich, and they've done a good job at developing the city's infrastructure. So if you can think about prime Las Vegas and New York City kind of mashed up into one in the middle of the desert with a functional economy, low crime, clean, then you've got Dubai. If that sounds like something that you would like, then that is the country for you. I, again, haven't been to Dubai personally, so it's hard for me to kind of voice my opinion in things, but from the optics of it, it seems like a clean, modern country that offers good business opportunities for those that are looking for that sort of tax savings or that network of other high net worth individuals. Dubai seems like a very sensible choice. Number 5, Canada. It attracts people with its stunning landscapes, safety, and welcoming communities. It's perfect for those who love nature but don't want to sacrifice the urban conveniences of America. The thing that I personally like about Canada is that the people are actually warmer than Americans, even though Canada gets pretty damn cold. But the people tend to be a little more willing to accept strangers, willing to make friends. Even when I meet Canadians throughout the world, they travel a lot. They have like a very good sense of establishing themselves in an international community. Also, I like Quebec City. Quebec City is like a mini sampling of France in a way. And you have really a mashup of the United States meets France in a Canadian environment. And there's something about it that I personally like. Also, you have so much unpopulated nature there. Mountains, glaciers, wild animals. Aside from the major cities like Calgary, Vancouver, Toronto, Montreal, the rest of Canada is pretty sparsely populated. There's only like 40 million or 38 million people who live in Canada, and the landmass is huge. So if you want to feel like you're escaping from the city life, Canada might be an excellent choice. Number 6 actually surprised me. Germany. Germany offers a robust economy and high standard of living. It's ideal for those interested in tech, engineering, and enjoying a well-organized system. When I personally think of global destinations, Germany isn't the first place that comes to mind, mainly because the language is difficult and it's kind of landlocked in a way. I like to be close to the sea. I don't like winters. As you know, I live down in Florida. I spend my time between Florida, Colombia, and Italy. I try to stay around the tropics as much as I can. If it has palm trees, sand, and salt water, it's usually a place for me. For a country that's been blown up a few times over the past 100 years, they've done a good job at establishing the infrastructure. Things are orderly. Things work in Germany the way that they should. If you like Australia, the United States, the UK, any of those usual suspects as far as having a robust economy that functions well, that there's employment opportunities, then Germany is a sensible choice for you. For me, the language is difficult, and also German food sucks. And if there's any Germans watching this, I'm sure they'll chime in and confirm what I'm saying. But aside from fresh bread, I can't say there's anything in German cuisine that's good. I'm sorry, Germany, but hey. And lastly, at number 7 on the list for American expats, we have France. With its rich culture, cuisine, and art, it offers a lifestyle that's second to none. It's for those who dream of a life well lived. France has done a good job at branding themselves as this romantic place. For a lot of people, you say France, you think a few things. The Eiffel Tower, French kisses, passionate people, good food. But France offers more than just this romantic outlook, right? The good wine, good cheese, all that is great. France has a beautiful countryside for those who don't like to be in densely populated cities. And the south of France, like all of the Mediterranean coast, really is gorgeous. Being of Haitian descent and French being spoken in the household, there's always been this affinity for France for me. I don't think I would personally expat there, but I certainly would live there for a couple years just to take a deeper dive into the culture, strengthen my own French, and get my kids to experience part of their cultural lineage. I think that's kind of why I also like Spain, right? My wife is Venezuelan. I'm of Haitian descent. We're both from these European colonies, and there is some familiar roots there within the food, within the language, within just how our countries are built, that is kind of a drawback to those places. And also, if you're living in the countryside of France, there's really inexpensive real estate. Actually, France, Portugal, Italy, Greece, if you just get outside of the cities, things get remarkably cheap when it comes to housing expenses. You could buy homes in France for 30 to 50 grand and only be about an hour and a half to 2 hours away from a major city or a major airport. So if you haven't thought about France, you should probably put it on your list. This wouldn't be my top 7, but if you're interested in learning what it would be, just let me know in the comment section below. And also, let me know some of your choices. This was exciting, and if you're intrigued by the idea of living and investing abroad, join me in my real estate tour in Sicily this summer to explore real estate opportunities and envision life overseas. Check out www.cheaphousesinaitaly.com for more information and how you can register. I'm also going to include a link down below so you can sign up and join me on this tour. Don't just dream about living globally, Take the step with me to make it your reality. I'll see you in Sicily.